All right. What's up, folks? It's your boy, Tyree Sneed, the Batman, the one and only, and you're tuned in to Batman Radio. Real quick, I just want to address a couple of things. All right. First off, when you speak to me, like I said, make sure you speak to me with the utmost respect. I've been over this a million times. Don't make little snide remarks and then run away and run off. Okay? Because, again, you narcissists have a bad habit of doing this, and it's way past old. So like I said, whatever you say, make sure it's respectful, and people should have taught you that growing up. A lot of you lack morals and principles. I don't. Okay, hold on. So first things first, right? Like I said, it's just funny because there's people like in reality, and they'll try to look for a way to try to dismiss me and everything I've accomplished. That's why I make sure I give all y'all the channel so that you have to watch my rise. Okay. No, like I've healed as much as possible from everything I've been through. I'm a walking miracle. I came back from impossible, insurmountable odds. And what I've accomplished here is literally impossible. I'm a walking miracle. Okay. Not just one time, but time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. I'm a product of being coming up against all odds, against all adversity, and everyone against me trying to do everything to not only suppress me, but stop me from moving forward or being able to do much anything. That's who I am. I don't know who told anybody differently, but again, we're dealing with people who don't even know me from Adam and need to keep my name out their mouth, right? That's why I explain that every day. So my story is of epic proportions. That's just what it is. People know what it is with me. People know how I get down. People know what I'm about. Like I said, straight gangster. You already know about this. I don't need to do no explaining. The minute that I'm on any scene, people know what it is. People know I carry all my pain with me. That's what Batman about. I roam these streets like the dark knight that I am. There's nothing fake about me. So, that's the thing. A lot of people, they try to take it and put it in a different light because they can't deal with the reality that no, there's an actual Batman. Okay, there's has nothing to do with no cartoon, no movie. They made all those about me, and people are delusional. They can't embrace and understand and accept the reality. They don't want to accept the reality that this is a real thing. Okay, that all the movies and the cartoons that you ever watched, they were about little old me, not the other way around. I'm not copying what I am. That wouldn't make any sense, right? No. This has been my life path and my life journey forever. I'm not here to impress you. I move like Batman. There's a lot of comparisons to the movies and cartoons because, like I said, they were very accurate and spot on because obviously, somebody knew something and knew what was going to happen and what was real. And there might have been one in the past. I don't know. Well, none of us know. That's number one. Number two, I watched the whole thing with Homeboy with his little fake um boxing training. Hold on. And you can go run and tell Homeboy, okay, both of those dudes are soft, like I said. I mean, any guy can go get, you know, the resources to pretend that he's teaching boxing. It was exactly what I pictured it would be, a waste of time. Okay. And I mean, I give him a little credit. He knows a little bit of what he's doing. I give him that. But to think that that's gonna work is just silly at this point because it's not gonna work. It's not good enough. And we're in a new day and age where if the other guy really has anyone who really trains him, he's gonna win. I mean, he didn't get you in shape, right? The training that you did basically from the training that publicly you back, I could name your name. I could call you out publicly. Do you understand this? You're a minnow in this ocean. You're talking to the megalodon. You're a minnow. Okay, my good sir. So you have to understand you backed out of training with me because you were scared of me and you wanted to pull troll antics on a panel. Remember? So you all know who I'm addressing and who I'm talking to and what I'm talking about. So he backed out of the training. He backed out of coming down here because he's scared, right? Let's get realistic, right? And I mean, it is what it is. Whatever y'all got going on internally, that's your business. I could care less about it. tired of hearing the same people get brought up that just try to follow everyone around online. They have nothing to do with nothing that's going on. You have nothing to do with any of this. So stay out of it. So, like I said, Homeboy had the option to come do actual real training. I would have gotten you in proper shape, right? I would have gotten you where you had a lot of wind to prepare for this match that you all are doing. This is your thing, right? But like I said, I give the other guy a little bit of credit. He kind of knows what he's doing a little bit. I was a little bit surprised actually. Like I'm glad that he seems like a little bit more legit to me. Okay, but he's still not anybody. I mean, you don't have a career in boxing. You're not in any position to teach anyone. I mean, who are you? Like that's all I'm trying to understand. Like I understand if people just come out of nowhere and come out the woodwork because that's how I am. But and a lot of real dudes, they just kind of appear sometimes. So I respect that. Like I respect his hustle. I respect what he was trying to do. Like he knew what he was doing a little bit. So you could tell him I give him credit. Like he's all right. You know what I mean? Anybody who puts Tone Space in their place, I give you credit. I mean, because Tone Space is a coward that needed to be exposed publicly for the last few decades and literally stalked, everything that I ever did. Okay. He was stalking relationships that I was in. Okay. I mean, the dude is mad jealous of me and everybody. Okay. So, I'm glad that all that happened basically, but I give him a little bit of credit. He knows what he's doing a little. Um, is it sufficient? No, not at all. Hold on. And that's my only point is like, dude, what are you doing, bro? Like, you could have come down here and gotten this real training, right? And again, I don't really want no connection to you. I don't really want nothing to do with you because of your troll antics. But like I said, the offer's still there. You know what I mean? It's still there, bro. I could care less how you feel. Like, trust me, you are not anybody. You're not built like that. You're soft. You're a cupcake, bro. You're on this internet stuff. You're nobody. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. He's putting himself in a bad position, trying to talk greasy to trolls online that are going to use that against you, and they're just looking for bait and looking for an excuse. You feel me? So I don't know what that's about or what the purpose is of it. I really don't. Hold on. So yeah, like I said, end of the day, man, it just don't really make much sense. It is what it is, and I'm just not understanding any of it because it doesn't make any sense as usual. So my whole deal is like it's pretty simplistic. It's not a difficult concept, but like people need to start really making sense. Like I said, homeboy knew what he was doing a little bit. That's about it. That's all the credit I can give him. I mean, you're not, like I said, you skipped out on actual training, brother. I mean, I was gonna have you do actual running, right? That would have helped you, right? Meaning like sprints and stuff, like wind sprints, running up and down the basketball court, like actual things that are going to train you and prepare you for whatever you're going into, right? We would have done pull ups. I would have taught you how to do pull ups, get your pull ups up. I mean, if I had it my way, if you did a couple of days of training, I would have tried to quickly get you where you could hopefully do muscle ups even because there's a huge difference as far as your progress and strength level the minute that you go from doing pull ups to muscle ups, which my guess is you can barely even do one pull up right now. We would have incorporated push ups, we would have incorporated all varieties of push ups, we would have incorporated the exercises that you can do on the ground with your arms and hands and wrists that strengthen all that. I mean, literally, you would have had a whole program of actual training for $50 a day. Okay. And like I said, the offer's still there, homeboy. I don't care whether you like me or not, bro. I mean, you just got to learn to own up, bro. I mean, you're a grown man, whether you like it or not. I mean, the games that you plan on panels is not going to be tolerated. It's not necessary, and it's some clown stuff. And we don't play clown games over here. So what do you expect with a grown man? Listen, homie, if I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. You need to act right. It's that simple. I'll tell you to your face. I don't care. All that fake stuff, bro. All you can miss me with all that because all that doesn't exist. Kind of like you don't even have an identity yet. You don't have an identity. I mean, the truth is that you don't have a name in this game. You're nobody. You don't exist. That's the actual truth. You do not exist in this game as far as boxing or anything is concerned, just like the guy who's trying to train you doesn't exist and has no identity. So, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like I said, you're trying to make it like a communal thing. There's dudes coming outside. You don't have anywhere to train, obviously, so you're doing it in front of apartment complex. Like that right there is some very weak, kind of broke, kind of bum stuff to be on. Let's get real. That's number one. Number two, the dude who walked up training, he was talking about, oh, I'm doing UFC and MMA. Boy, he couldn't do UFC or MMA at all. His hands were all over the place. He didn't know how to even hold his hands, how to move, how to shift. Nothing. Like I'm just saying, when you training and you try to break down your training to specifics, like the training is a science. Don't get me wrong, but this is where everybody goes wrong, and where you'll go wrong with fitness training as well, because you all will literally waste all your time talking nonsense that's not part of the science. You'll try to break everything down to human understanding so that you can understand it when it's really not that complicated. It's just like dealing with stocks and stock market. The stock market is based off of human beings' decisions and impulses and fear. That's what drives the markets, nothing else. So being able to choose a company to invest in, like I got over 70,000 shares of one, it was based off of the fact that without that company, we don't have a future when it comes to vegetation. Hold on. When it comes to vegetation and food and fruit, do you understand that? Without indoor farms, we don't stand a chance because they're about to shut down all the outdoor farms. And that's what I knew. So I was very smart. So, I mean, there's other companies that do it, but I don't think any of them succeeded either. Oh, and trust me, in the future, I'll still be investing some money into indoor farms for sure. You would be silly not to. It's going to have to be the future. That's what y'all don't get. You know what I mean? Or farming and agriculture, period, because you're going to need it. But they're going to shut down all the outdoor farms, and they own all the farmers. They tell them what to do. Being a farmer is not a worthy career. It's just not. I don't know why y'all act like, oh, y'all make a living. Farmers don't make a living. They struggle. Um, like I said, all the career fields that you'll talk about are a joke. Doctor, dentist, those career fields are a joke. All that stuff is a joke. That's the actual truth. The truth is, none of you really make a lot of money. It's just all kind of turned into something that it's not, and it's all fake and a bunch of lies. So at the end of the day, my whole issue is he's trying to break down the training to specifics, and he's trying to teach you like the bob and weave and the head movement, kind of like what Mike Tyson did. But when you break down the system to specifics, that's where people lose and where they all lose everything in translation, meaning that you're teaching him how to bob and weave with his head movement, right, which is good, but you're not teaching him how to do it full speed. When you teach someone to do everything slow, that's the way that they translate it into what they're doing. You're telling him to get down and sit down when he does what he's doing, right? That's true, but he doesn't understand that because, well, he's never been in anything ever. That's my whole point. You can tell who's a street dude and who's not. When you people talk about posture, it's funny to me because you're supposed to have a slumped, relaxed posture if you're someone who comes from that background and you get into anything. I've been getting into everything for my entire life. So I already have this relaxed posture because I'm ready to bend down and get low at any point in time. And you don't want to be standing up straight at all because that's how anyone, me or whatever, I could get caught off guard, right? So, like I said, you're trying to teach him little components, which is good to introduce him, but you're basically taking a beginner's class. So I don't know what you're talking about. You were talking about boxing camp. You're trying to make things out of proportion and something they're not. Whatever boxing camp you go to won't come close to me because, again, I don't teach boxing, sir. I teach 52 blocks. 52 blocks can be used in boxing and is way nastier than any boxing. You talk to if you want to learn boxing, why would you not want to learn 52 blocks and learn actual martial arts and learn the entire system behind it that translates into everything you do? You can use 52 in boxing. It makes boxing way, way like nastier. Like I'm talking like if you put me in a boxing ring, bro, Do you understand that there's no one in your system in this reality that can come close? Zab Judah wouldn't be able to hold a candle to me. My hands move faster than the speed of light and the human eye can perceive. Zab Judah would not be able to dictate where I'm moving, where I'm going, and what I'm doing. I would completely control that match. That's a fact. Someone like Floyd Mayweather, he wouldn't stand a chance. That would be easy victory, automatic. Automatic. I guarantee a victory over someone like that because he's too slow. Zab Judah is quicker than him. That's why he was winning when what? He was trying to use 52 blocks. But the difference is Zab Judah is a little guy. Yeah, I'm not a little guy. And like I said, this talking about weight class stuff is senseless because somebody who weighs their normal body weight, me, I'm already pretty light. I'm like 150. Why would I drop weight? Like that makes no sense. That's not my healthy body weight. I'm going to stay at my healthy weight, right? And they can match me or whatever because in my league there is no weight class. Because it doesn't matter. You come at whatever weight you're at, and you should be able to win against people bigger and smaller than you, just like I do. It's that simple, bro. I've come up against guys who were 3, 4 times my size and won easily. Size means nothing. I'm just telling you the truth. It means absolutely nothing. But the reason y'all don't understand it is because you're so used to the brainwashing to the same people, right? But you've never seen these miracles. And now that you have, you can't deny them. There's some people on this planet like me, they're an enigma. I'm something totally different. None of those rules apply to me. So, like I said, when you teach, just the fact is that you can't teach them in a breakdown of small specifics for every specific pattern. You have to teach in a way that people can understand. What you're trying to teach is uniform, orthodox, regular boxing. And here's the facts. Normal, regular, orthodox boxing does not work and will never get you a victory. It's going to get you a loss. And you may see it in this example. It doesn't matter whether he wins or loses. It doesn't prove that the guy knows how to train or proves any point. It just proves that the other guy sucks more. You see my point? Because with me, what you would have learned, okay, you would have learned how to get the extra step out when you're moving, which is the biggest deal ever because, cars have rear view lights because people can't see depth perception of what's in front of them. I would have taught you all of this stuff in person. Like I said, the offer's still there. So I would have been able to have you work to where you could figure out how to not have an extra step because taking that extra step will literally mean a whole bunch of difference in the time that it takes you to do what you're doing, and it'll mean the difference between a victory and a loss every time. If you notice with me, I have no extra step in the footwork, and my footwork is so on point now that I do it without thinking, and it's just natural. I never studied any footwork. I never learned boxing. I never learned any of that. Never learned any martial arts. I'm all self-taught. And the fact is that someone like me who's self-taught and understands how to actually do these things because I've had my adrenaline pumping and been in all the different altercations I've been in because I come from the street, because I understand how to control my adrenaline and that I get down for real. Because of that background, I will win against somebody who doesn't come from that every single time, no matter what you're taught or what you know. It's the same thing when they do with martial arts and karate. They want to teach y'all fools a breakdown system of nonsense. But when you get somebody who's quicker and stronger than you, who really knows what they're doing, they're going to be able to work around all that. They're going to control everything. That's what they had proved it a long time ago. I don't know what y'all talking about. They proved street thugs will win against a black belt any day, every time. Because why? They're used to their adrenaline. It's all adrenaline. That's all it is. Everything else, it should come naturally. You have to teach natural movement. See, I have a different methodology and method of teaching that actually works. You can't teach someone like that. You could do that to start when he says, when you come up against an older guy like me, who's a boxer and knows what he's doing, you're not a boxer, bro. You never had a boxing career. There you go, lying. What are you talking about? No one knows you, bro. You don't even get any views on your channel, bro. What are you talking about? You're nobody. Like, that's crazy to me, bro. I did local backyard boxing all over, bro. People know me. I have a name. See, you're not a part of this, but whatever. My point is just that you can run your mouth all day and this and that. And the move that you show, that's just like a slip move, bro. All you did was step to the side, right? And then you did a left, right? A lower left, right? Okay, so what? Big deal. Like, do you think that you're gonna have time to do that with somebody who knows what they're doing? And to think that that would work against 52 blocks, see, if you did that with me, I'm going to actually have a way to block that because my elbow is going to be right there. So you're going to throw that right into my elbow right there. I'm going to block it and then be able to counter. You understand? And I'm already looking at your movement. So if you moving forward, that's the worst thing you can do because then you leaning into where I'm going, and I already know where you're going. You see, you can't do that. The footwork don't work like that. You can't. Boxing footwork ain't gonna work with no street dude who really quick enough. Because boxing footwork, you're teaching to take a pivot and take a step with your front foot. Your front foot should never be the foot that you lead with. That's where boxing coaches are all wrong. That's why people who box, they can't win in the street because you're never going to win if you move your front foot. I'm telling you right now. You have to move that back foot. It's the only way. If you pivot, it should be with your back foot always. Your front foot is just pivoting to switch. It's moving and it's supposed to be able to move unilaterally. That's how you change position. You come underneath, you're still doing that with the back foot. The back foot is what swings and moves back and forth. I'm doing it right now as I'm talking to you. So what y'all teaching is straight lies and garbage and wrong. You can't take a front step with someone who's quick enough. Do you understand what they teach us in 52 blocks? They teach what I teach. If somebody takes a first front step, literally, do you know what you do? Take a step right there on it. And now they can't move at all. That's what they actually teach you in real martial arts. So you move that front foot, I'm already there on you, and now I have full control of you. See the point? What are you talking about, bro? 52 blocks is martial arts, bro. It's way more complicated than boxing. Boxing is the simplest science in the world, and they don't even know how to do it right. That's the first step of this. This is so way much deeper than boxing. It's unbelievable, bro. You're talking about timing. You're talking about going off your opponent. You're talking about raising your front leg and being in that position like a praying mantis, okay, where literally you're able to toggle between options, meaning that you can either kick, right? You can block with your leg. You can block with your hands because you know 52 blocks. If you notice, I make myself a very small target because I'm coming unilaterally down the center. If you see me on video, you could draw a line right through where I'm standing because you want to make the target small and it's all coming and matching. It's all spiritual. Then I'm coming out of that. My front step is already farther than anybody you've ever seen. So I'm already on you. I'm already right up on you. Then I can throw whatever I need to. I can duck, come underneath, head bob, weave, whatever I need to do. And then I'm in position already. And now I'm in position on the inside. Now I'm right up on you. You see what I'm saying? If I want to create distance, I can keep the distance too. And I have a reach to keep someone away if I wanted to. But see, I'm an offensive, martial artist. And 52 blocks, they say, is a defensive system, but I find it to be perfect to be on the offensive. You don't ever want to be on the defensive, ever. It may be a defensive system, but it's meant to use it offensively. And all the people who ever taught it to me, they were teaching it wrong outside of Big Trouble, who I feel like knew what he was doing. It's an offensive system. And like I said, I know two versions of it. I know the version based off the deck of cards with the positions. And then I know there's derivatives of it that I don't know all of them, but I can kind of figure out and build my own. And that's what I do. And then I know the other system that I learned from the dude on the internet. Both are equally amazing. So you're dealing with a combination of a guy who understands and studies everything. I study every little component of everything. Y'all talk about ground game. Ground game, most of that should come naturally. If you don't know how to shift and move, it's because you've never been in anything. See, people who came up hard, who came up tough like me, we never had to have a teacher teach us any of this stuff. You can do all those moves all you want, but see, you're prepared for targets that don't know how to move back. When you deal with someone like me who's this strong and knows how to move and shift, do you really think that like if you do what a kick or you use your leg to try to get leverage on my leg, do you think I'm not going to be able to block that or get out the way or move? Like what? If you did something on if you threw something on a lower edge, I'd be able to literally just jump over it. I'm too quick. Anything that you do, I'm going to have an answer for. If anything was ground game, I'm stronger than 99% of the world, so you can't do anything on the ground because I have too much leverage and control in my grip, in my arms, my hands, everything. So when y'all talk about ground game and Brazilian jiu-jitsu and all this nonsense, none of that will work on me. I assure you. Put it to the test. See, this is the thing. Everybody wants to talk, but you see everybody's still hiding. Nobody wants to actually get in a ring and quit yapping. You see what I'm saying? Oh, everything I'm talking about, I would be more than happy to put to the test in a ring, wherever, in a park with whoever. People are silly, bro. You understand? 52 blocks is a way of life, bro. This is what builds like actual gods and champions and guys who can not only hold their own in the street but become legends. That's what 52 blocks is about. What y'all is kicking is nonsense. Like I said, you can't teach no guy no uniform boxing style and expect him to win in this day and age, because anybody who's smart and actually can think, they're going to think ahead of that. Think about it, bro. What are you going to do? You're going to do all that pivoting. You're going to be straight up standing unilaterally. And you got guys like me who can move around you and create angles and are the whole time moving laterally and ducking and weaving and bobbing, moving their head back and forth, coming forward, creating distance control, playing with distance perception with your mind where you can't figure out how close I am because of my leg and where I'm standing. We already know naturally how to mix all that up, bro. You see what I'm saying? I'm just telling you the truth, bro. That old school stuff that you doing, it doesn't work no more. I thought that was common sense. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem with him. Like he's that one dude. Like I said, I give him credit. He kind of knows what he's doing, but he just is super old school. Like I noticed that about him. Like he just, I don't really pay attention to dude, but he's just popping up in what I'm looking at. So that's why I'm talking about it. But you could tell that he's very like, oh, like he'll sit down and whatever and look at documents. Like he's just very corny. And corniness doesn't translate to victory. You know what I'm saying? When you're sitting there and you're saying, this is what I do and I'm Billy Tough Guy. No, you're a poser. You never proved anything. We don't know who you are, bro. So that's the thing. You can't just come out of nowhere and make false claims. That stuff works on the little corny blocks y'all on with them scrubs that don't know anything, don't know what they talk about, don't know anything about nothing. That's why they let that slide. Like what? You know what I mean? So like I said, I mean when you just teaching people and you teaching them with the myths is nothing, bro. Myths are not going to teach you what you really need to know. That's why, like I said, when people talk about sparring, I don't do sparring. Everything I do is full adrenaline. It has to be real. It has to be action because that's the only way that you learn. And really, you should be coming up against multiple opponents at once. Like when I have like my own like dojo, because I'm gonna actually have like my own dojo when Christina is with me. Like I'm gonna make sure we build like a private dojo for me, and I'm gonna have people come and train there with me more than likely, and all that, right? Probably from all over the world, right? And when I do that, like I said, I don't picture me really losing in anyone. I watched Andrew Tate too. Andrew Tate, he's fairly a big guy because he has everything he needs, bro. He's a Mason that sold his soul. They facilitate all his needs and give him what he wants, so he gets to eat whatever he wants, and probably does his workouts and stuff. But he's still not anywhere close to me. You could give him all that and give me nothing, and I would still win. Seriously, because I'm way too quick, right? You can claim that, oh, he has power, but power doesn't mean anything if you don't have strategy and the speed to implement that power. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's a fairly big guy. I'm sure he has a little bit of power, but you have to be able to actually, like, use that power. With someone as quick as me who understands angles and is moving way quicker than the dudes that he's used to coming up against, he's not going to have an answer for it. And he's not used to somebody having more power than him. I'm telling you right now, I got a lot more power than Andrew Tate. If you think not, you funny. We don't do no 13 muscle ups and pick my whole body up vertically in the air and then have people think, oh, there's humans who can come close to me. Y'all are funny, bro. Yeah, all that stuff translates into power. Do you understand that? All of it. All this quickness, all these drills, all this training that you see me doing on camera. You see I move faster than the human eye can even perceive in the speed of light, literally. Like my hands are moving so fast the camera can't catch up. I'm on Matrix type stuff with what I'm doing. Straight up. I'm Neo in the Matrix. That's what it is. And I watched something, a reel on Facebook the other day, and it said that the chosen one, the Messiah, that he was Neo in the Matrix. That's what Neo meant. That all that stuff, his name was like JC, and that it meant Jesus Christ. That I guess they're talking about me. I am Neo in the Matrix. They're telling my story. These people knew. They probably knew ahead of time I was the prophecy. That's why they tell him you're the prophecy. I'm the prophecy. I am Neo in the Matrix. That's why I'm moving so fast the human eye can't even perceive it. Someone like Andrew Tate, he would get caught off guard quick. He wouldn't have a clue what's even going on. He would lose to me easily. Easily. All that power wouldn't mean nothing. I eat all that up for breakfast. That ain't nothing. You see what I'm saying? I'm just telling you the truth, bro. When you dealing with someone who's quicker than anything you've ever dealt with before, who's gonna have an answer for that? And the world knows it. The people know it. You can watch the videos and compare, man. Compare anything Andrew Tate ever did to what I do. I don't need fake boxing championships and all that nonsense he has, validation doesn't mean anything. You're either the best or you're not. You can compare videos and see, okay, this person is this person is that. Okay. They got another dude. Man, these mosquitoes are irritating. They got another dude now. He's on the internet talking about, yeah, I'm this and that and blah 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 and using the word God. Like, boy, you can go ahead and stop right now, bro. You like 3 feet tall, bro. He said he's like 130 pounds. He's coming up against some 190-pound dude, and I guess he acts like he won. It's like, yeah, that stuff works with people who don't know what they're doing, bro. You're too small, you're too light, you're not quick enough. Like, you don't have any power. I mean, you can fake it till you make it if you like. That's what they all want to do, but that's what they do. They hide behind this YouTube stuff. When, like I said, anyone all over the country and world, bro, y'all know exactly how I get down. You know where I train at. You know what I do. Anybody's welcome to show up. If you're willing to actually, do the real thing, right? And you talking about gloves and a mouthpiece, I may do it elsewhere, but anybody's welcome to talk to me in person and set that up with me. Straight up. Actual boxing, but people don't want to do that. People just want to talk and fake it till they make it. Feel me? And this is why I was the best bouncer on 6th Street, and they all knew it. And I was having to G-check people like Brandon, that was the bartender at Friends Bar, right? That worked for the other scrub who he had one injury, tried MMA, UFC, had one injury and completely failed and never had a career, and he's always been upset, right? He was the one I worked for, and he tried to yell at me, and I completely G-checked him and didn't put up with none of it. I just can't remember his name. That's how irrelevant y'all fools to be to me. That dude is like super thin, like a rail too. He's funny as hell. He's the one who was in cahoots with Deuce King, and Deuce King would talk smack behind his back. Yeah, he already got his karma. That's the owner of Friends Bar, the fool. He's a clown. So my whole point, like I said, how are we the same? Yeah, that's what Brandon tried to say something. He was like, yeah, blah blah blah, like saying I wasn't good looking. Like, I'm beautiful. I literally got down right there. I said, what did you just say? I turned around and G-checked the hell out of him. He was shook and scared and everything. Like, see, y'all don't get, we're different because I'm always getting busy. People know about me coast to coast. We're not talking. You all talk. We just don't self snitch. We don't run around trying to act like we're about it. We don't run around looking for problems. We already know what we do. This is what we've been doing forever. It's comical at this point how many accomplishments I have and how many stripes I have on my belt and all the accolades. So that's my point. When you take people like Andrew Tate is a snitch and a federal informant. I don't care about no snitch. Think I care about that dude? I don't care what he does. Like I said, like, what, bro? We ahead of you. I actually own everything. Like, what? We living better than you. That's the actual truth. I don't know what you talking about, bro. All that stuff that you talking about is fake. He don't own anything. He don't have nothing. Like, he's a scrub. Feel me? Like, with fake security and all that nonsense. Like, bro, like, that's what Batman literally does. Batman in every cartoon and movie I ever watched, he comes up against security and bouncers and stuff and wins. Do you really think that security, let's be real, do you think security can hold a candle to Batman? Any kind of security? Batman is the ultimate security. That's number one. So what? Like, those people are hilarious, bro, and all concerned. And they're like, he's got a security team, and they're like, we're concerned for the Tate brothers' safety. And he's like, you all can go to the office. I'm sure we're okay. Like, what? You just had a scrub walk in, and you're concerned about the scrub? The dude's got a dollar sign like tattooed on his back. Like, that dude is mad corny. He's from that country or whatever. Talking about he's an influencer. Talking about, yeah, I'm going up against all my fans. Well, I mean, I'm not your fan, but like, why don't you come over to this country and get in a boxing ring with me? You feel me? If you want to actually do some bragging, you know what I mean? That's the thing. People they want to fake it till they make it, all of them, but they all dancing around me, right? You gotta understand, bro. I've been the champ in jails. I've been the champ in the streets forever. I've been in the champ in shelters. Y'all don't come from this. I invented this, bro. So to think that anyone's gonna take what I created, I'm not gonna let you. I'm telling you straight up, I'm not gonna let you. Y'all don't even know how to do it. I'm just saying, bro. My science of what I do, whether it be strength building, anything. You could even say bodybuilding at this point. Did you see my short video where it talks about the 6'2" Batman? Do you see how huge I'm getting? That's all real, bro. That's all from actual science breakdown of how to do this fitness stuff. And I can teach you, right, how to, you won't look like me, right? Nobody's going to come close to me, but I can teach you how to play catch up. Real talk. And knowledge is to be sold, not told. And you don't get all the knowledge, period, because you don't deserve it, because you didn't earn it, and you don't sit at the right hand throne of God. You think I'm gonna give the knowledge to perpetrators and posers? These Masons would do anything to get the knowledge I got. They trying to copy it. They try to do little derivatives, but I notice even when y'all try to do these little things, it doesn't work for you the way it does me. Like we're different. I have a holy connection to God. Y'all ain't coming close, bro. I'm just saying, Woody, I'm not impressed, man. Y'all got to step it up a notch, bro. You know what I mean? That dude is not ready for that match, bro. I don't know. He's obviously coming up against a scrub, so he may be able to win. But honestly, still think he's going to lose. And win what? What is there to win? $1,000? Ooh, wow, what a big deal, bro. $1,000 is nothing. Let's get real, bro. $1,000 is nothing. You act like you want to forget all the millions I've made forever. Like you're crazy. $1,000 ain't nothing. Like it'd be a lot right now, like, but it ain't that much. You know what I mean? That's silly. I don't care about that. That's pointless. And he's just gonna waste it on nonsense. You already know. So what's the point of it? You know what I mean? So it's like I said, if you don't have a following like they don't, and you don't got enough people, real people paying attention, and you don't have any, you just have trolls. What's the point of all of it? Like, what are you trying to prove? You talking about UFC, MMA? You talking about get your bouts up and whatever, and that'll help. How would you know if you don't, if you've never done it? Like, it's a bunch of people with no experience trying to talk like they me. Like, dude, you're not me, bro. You don't have a name in this game, nothing. Like, you just want to do some willy nilly stuff with trolls. That's fine, but you're gonna be known as the champion of the trolls in boxing. That's what you about to be if you win. And if not, then you lost. That's even worse. Then you lost to another troll. You're not a boxer by any means, brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, bro, y'all need to get your mind right and understand reality, bro. Like I said, and all these so-called women, nah, I'm not gonna tolerate no nothing. You need to come respectfully, because like I said, they be muttering stuff and whatever. Oh, okay, that's what's wrong with you. What do you mean wrong with? There ain't nothing wrong with me. I took on a trucking one, and I'm completely healed from that. What are you talking about? I'm a walking miracle. I'm sorry, but what? I didn't just heal. I made a comeback immediately and became Batman even more. What are you talking about? That's the point of the channel. That's why I give them all the channel, because it just rubs it in people like that face who they hating and they jealous and they mad because I'm getting attention, and they own people is paying attention to me. They own people as fans. They own people love Batman. Like that's crazy, son. You know what I mean? Of course, like I'm gonna be nice about it because I'm not gonna be any way in front of other people. You know what I'm saying? That's how a normal person is and a good man. You know what I'm saying? But like to put up with it, not at all. I'll just G check on here and let people know what it is. I don't care about your opinion. Like that's what they said. They're like, I don't believe that. Who said I care what you believe? You delusional. All y'all delusional. Come on, bro. You trying to take somebody who's been doing I've been Batman for 2 years. You trying to take my story when you don't know anything about it and won't even look at the channel yet and tell me what my story is, bro? You can't tell how far from reality you people are. You funny, bro. You a joke. People like that, I laugh at. Feel me? Bro, I've been doing this for 2 years, bro. You know how much history I have, how long I've been doing this, what I really do? I did it way before put the bat suit on. Like what? You know how much I've accomplished? That's what I'm saying, bro. When so-called women be running their mouth, I just laugh in your face because you funny as hell. Because you can tell that you have a problem with reality. No, see, you should be cheering. That's what you should be doing. You should be in full support of me. If you're not, something wrong with you. Don't try to be my fan later. See what I'm saying? Because there's no choice with me. Me, this is like something that's just it's like a juggernaut. That was my original name that just can't be stopped. Like this movement is like a tidal wave. It's coming and it's gonna win no matter what. You feel me? Like people feel where I'm coming from. People feel me. I'm like a tidal wave. People feel me whether they like it or not. You have to feel me and my struggle and my pain and suffering and everything I've been through and what I came up against. Everything I've accomplished. Like I said, bro, I don't know, bro. For Homeboy, the offer's still there, man. I mean, I'm not worried about nothing you talking about. You don't scare me in the slightest. You know what it is. Like I said, you know how I do my training. Like to a small capacity, you don't really know anything. But like I said, you need some real training, bro. You gotta you gotta get somebody who can actually teach you, and I'm the only one. You could take any dude in a jail prison, they don't know anything close to what I know. So that's the thing. Y'all impressed by size. Bro, you could put me around anybody in any prison penitentiary who thinks they G tough and thinks they all big. All that size stuff don't matter, and you gotta understand most of them ain't even my height. They ain't 6'2". Size means nothing, bro. You can get a big dude. I'll have him. I'll put him on the pull-up bar for 2 seconds. Say, how many pull-ups can you do? Most of them can't do any. And if they can, that don't mean that they anywhere close to me. Sorry, but what? Dude, I make Bruce Lee look like a mouse. Seriously, that's the actual truth. Like, it's getting ridiculous now. The strength level for me, they keep increasing. I have limitless potential. My whole point of my existence is to show people there is no limits on human capacity. That's why when y'all talk about a scooter, I don't need a scooter. I walk 30 plus miles a day if I have to. My legs walk forever and run like a machine. I'm a machine, bro. I'm not a machine. I'm a human. A human is more powerful than a machine. What I was saying too, what they said in that prophecy, they said that there was a chosen one, which is me, and there was a Neo in the Matrix, and that he was going to come up against AI. So I think that's what's going to happen for some odd reason. I'm predicting it again right now. Is I'm supposed to come up against all the robots like Will Smith and iRobot and win or something. Like I'm supposed to come up against AI. And that makes a lot of sense to me because I told you people like Steph Curry, I believe, are robots. I think they are AI. I think a lot of people are AI. I think they're fake. I don't think they're humans. I really don't. But that's what it said, and it makes a lot of sense to me. You feel me? The fact is, I'm stronger than any of your robots. So, like, it would have to be me. You feel me? So, I just think it's funny, man, how the world just carries on in ignorance and in their nonsense, but y'all don't want to actually compete. You want to control everything. You want to try to set everything up where you pretend you're in charge. How could you run anything when I've literally already defeated the Matrix and completely shut down the illusion of it? I am the ruler and conqueror. I control this world. As far as you're concerned, I'm God to you because I'm the vessel that God speaks through and uses, God in the human form. So if I'm God in that sense, right, because God works through me, right, I would never claim to be God. I believe that God works through me and that I am the vessel God uses. But to you, as far as you're concerned, yeah, I'm God, right? So because you never want to be fair and make any sense and you act like you can't hear. So my whole point is, how would you tell God what to do? God is my savior. God is my father. God tells you what to do. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, at the end of the day, bro, the offer's still there, man. Either you want to do the training and actually get in shape. I mean, I noticed your build too. You're very scrawny. You're very weak. You're flabby like Larry Holmes, looking flabby like Larry Holmes out here. You're not in good shape, right? I mean, you got kind of that 50 Cent look to you. I mean, like I said, we can get you in shape. Wait, like I said, I don't care what you said and did on the internet, homeboy. I don't hold grudges, man. I'm not mad at you. I don't care what you do. Okay, like don't think it's like that. I don't move like these cowards. I'm telling you what it is. I'm saying the offer is there. If you want to do the training, come do the training. All you got to do is let it be known and make sure I'm aware of it the right way. But we could do the training. No problem. But like I said, if you don't do my training and just like I said and made the prediction, if you only listen to him, there's a good chance you may lose this match. A very good chance. Just remember, man, all y'all who want to talk about MMA and UFC, that means nothing. That's a league for scrubs. Dana White doesn't run anything. He's not a CEO. He's a puppet. He's a mason. He doesn't own anything. He sold his soul to the devil. He's not rich. He doesn't own anything. Has nothing. He's just like anyone who's broken homeless. What are you talking about? You're talking about MMA and UFC. That's a joke. That's like talking about Las Vegas gyms. Did you hear what just happened to them gyms? Them gyms are a joke. Las Vegas is a joke. Las Vegas has all sorts of problems and can't even take care of their own community. It's a joke out there. What are you talking about? Like, karma is real, homie. You know what I mean? Like all y'all continue to just have your downfall, go down the tubes, and you can't figure it out, and y'all still running your mouth. Like I said, none of them want to actually be fair and put the spotlight where the spotlight already is shining. The spotlight is on me. I'm like Tupac. I got the juice, but see, it's not juice because I didn't sell my soul. I got God. I don't want juice. I got God. Forget your juice. You can have the juice. I got God, and the spotlight is on me. God put the spotlight on me, and He's going to keep the spotlight on me. He's going to shine it brighter and brighter for you people to see right in front of your eyes, and y'all can't stand it. It's got people being blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. What do you think they talking about in that song? Everything in this world revolves around me. It was all created because of me. It was all trying to deal with me and respond to me and learn from me and copy me. So at the end of the day, you got these people that it's like, I don't care how they feel. I don't care how none of them feel. I don't care what you do. I didn't ask for your opinion. Just stay out of it and mind your business. Feel what I'm saying? You know, you can't rewrite my history or rewrite history at all or rewrite my story or tell me it's something else. You got to just deal with the reality and the facts that come with where we're at in this game. And where we're at in this game is that Tyree Sneed runs the streets, runs this entire country, runs the world, runs everything, and has full power and magnitude. So at the end of the day, like I said, I mean, what we need to do is figure out who wants to actually do a boxing match. That's what I want to know. I want to know who wants to actually do a boxing match funded by Cashless Bane, right? My record label, right? And do it in our realm because I'm going to be in control of everything. Who wants to actually do that? And then y'all can actually put money up. Real talk. And I'm not accepting anything less than 5-10 G's for the winner. And I'm not putting any cash up for anything. I'm not paying for nothing. You understand? Like y'all can provide everything. You can pay for the gloves too and the mouthpieces. So who wants to do that? Do you want to have a real match that people are going to watch? You want to do it on the biggest platform, Batman's platform right here? You want to have actual marketing and promotion? You want to actually make a name in the game of boxing and martial arts? Come defeat me. Hmm Just step in the ring with me. That's enough. You ain't got to win. Like, what? See my point? These people want to run their mouth, bro. They don't get like all these movies about me. Rocky, that's about me. All them movies is about me, bro. I've been living this since day one. Y'all are mad because a 35-year-old doesn't have potential. He's lived up to it a million times over. Bro, I've been the richest man on this planet a million times over. What are y'all talking about? I'm the only self-made trillionaire who ever existed. I don't talk and run my mouth. I got receipts for everything. The banks and government tried to delete my bank records because they know what it is. Y'all flag YouTube channels because you know what it is. Because I put it more actual money on camera than anyone ever did on YouTube. Well, what? So, like I said, at the end of the day, it's not training, it's actual experience that people need. You got to do everything full speed. If you don't do everything full speed like it's the real thing, you ain't never going to win. It's that simple. My system teaches natural movements. My system teaches how to naturally defeat and win every single time. 52 blocks is a mathematical system, brother. If you get your square tight and your square right, they cannot come close. They cannot touch you. Do you understand? This orthodox boxing stuff does not work anymore. Okay? You got dudes that are training like me. I mean, I'm not, nobody trains like me, but I'm saying you have dudes, meaning me. A lot of times I'd be saying people and dudes in plural. I'm talking about me or us. It's just me. But my point is, you have someone like me who trains so much. I mean, by the time you even trying to do the first boxing move, I'm doing about 5 things because I move way quicker. If you increase the capacity of movement and the speed, how could anyone compare to you or come close to you? If you raise the bar and standard for the strength behind that, and then the power, and then applying actual power with application, no one can touch you. This is what I knew since day one. That's why I was always in the street with it. See, y'all act like somebody's failing because they're a street dude and a gangster. No, those people actually get real knowledge and learn how to build from nothing and learn how to do it themselves. You're upset because I don't need validation. I don't need a league to tell me, hey, you're a champion. I already am a champion. I'm a champion in the streets. I'm a 1-0 in the street. That counts a lot more than some dude who got in a ring. Mike Tyson is a scrub to me as far as I'm concerned. I wasn't ever impressed by Tyson. He's all right. He's not anything y'all try to say. Your whole system is lies. Y'all refuse to compete. Competition is not a slow thing. It doesn't take 8 years to set up a boxing match, bro. We could have matches every single day. Do you understand that? I'm telling you, everything I'm doing, it's like a camp. It's open to the entire public. All of y'all can pull up. There's no excuse. This has been the same position and offer for the last 25, 30 years, bro. It's never changed. All y'all can pull up, and all y'all can do boxing. All y'all can do the fitness training. What's up? Put your money where your mouth is, bro. This is open to the public. No excuses. And like I said, people going front like they ain't got gas money, going front like they can't get a bus pass. People going front and make excuses because ain't nobody about nothing, like I said. Your whole world is fake. All these people are fake, and they're scary. They're scared. They're terrified of me. Feel me? At the end of the day, this is just like if somebody ran a football camp. You do a football camp, you got to have students, right? So the more students I get, the more people that can help me do what I want to do. See my point? Like, it is what it is, man. Like I said, these people, they be all up in your business. It's just sad and pathetic. You know what I mean? Like I said, y'all so worried and so jealous and so worried about the Batman because you have no answer for it. It's funny as hell. But at the end of the day, we gonna keep on winning right in front of your face. Cause see, Batman runs the streets and runs everything around you, and Batman is independent. So I have full control of everything I do what I want to do. You feel me? Like I said, bro, I'm just saying, I give him a little bit of credit, man. I mean, I'm glad that he kind of knew a little bit of what he was doing, but it ain't enough, man. He knows how to jump rope. I give him that. He knows how to do that pretty good. A lot better than me. Jump rope was never really my thing, man. I never spent too much time doing jump rope, but that should teach you something. Jump rope has nothing to do with boxing. Nothing. It's just to look cute. It's like getting on one of those mini bags. It doesn't mean anything translating to boxing. Y'all say work on your rhythm. You should be able to break rhythm. Rhythm? You don't need rhythm. If you don't have rhythm in you naturally, then I give up. That has nothing to do with rhythm. That just has to do with a little bag going back and forth. What does that mean? If you can do it a million miles an hour, it means you're talented? No, it just means that you can do something that's teaching you how to have no extra movement. It's teaching you the wrong thing because it's teaching you to just be like a robot. You just go back and forth with your hand. That's all you do. It doesn't teach you anything that's applicable to martial arts. And I knew that day one. Your entire system needs to be replaced. Like I said, your entire system of teaching is a joke. It's not real. Like I said, that's the problem. Y'all think boxing training means you got to have mitts and stuff. No, bro. And we don't do no sparring, bro. No, you're not listening, bro. You got to come up against like 8 opponents at one time. That'll teach you. Real talk. That's going to teach you something. Just this one-on-one nonsense and like, nah, bro. You got to really train, bro. Feel me? So like I said, ain't nobody ready for even my training, so I'm not hearing what they talking about. It's just that simple. Like I said, y'all really need to get your weight up, not your hate up. You need to get your training up and get your training better and more applicable and get to a point where you can compete. I'm telling you right now, bro, you can match me against Lemachenko. He wouldn't be able to hold a candle to me. You talk about that other dude they say is from Mexico. What's his name? He's light skinned. The other joke dude, Canelo. And I've been telling this dude here that's kind of, I don't know if he's really my friend or not, but we talked about that for years, man. Canelo can't come close to me, bro. Can't come close. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Yeah, what y'all are talking about is a bunch of nonsense, bro. Anything they can do, I can do better, I promise you. And if you give me boxing training, the only training that I want and need is how to get my hands stronger. That's about it. To where my hands are basically like bricks. That's about it. And I'm sure I can figure that out on my own. And I understand how the old like Spartans trained and stuff, and that's more what I do. You know what I mean? I know the exercises that really build strength that nobody has too. It's just they're kind of hard to do right now because there's nowhere you can really do it at. So I try to use the pull up bar and then mimic the kind of same movements. I'm going to be doing that as well. You understand? We train totally unorthodox. We do something totally different. What I'm teaching you will it revolutionizes martial arts and fitness altogether. It's changed the game completely. So it's like if you want to participate in that, cool. And if you don't, well, then more power to you. I could care less what you do. You understand? Why would I care how you feel? You understand? But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm a teacher. I'm gonna continue to teach, and this is what I do. Like I said, 52 blocks teacher, self defense. I'm the best in the world, and that's hands down. And that's the thing. Anybody on YouTube saying, "Oh, I'm the best boxer. I'm the best," then you need to put your money where your mouth is and go ahead and sign that waiver. We can print out a waiver for you any day. You can sign the waiver, and you can literally we can do it in a park or you can hop in a boxing ring. Your choice. With me, and I can guarantee you, you will lose. So stop making false claims, bro. Y'all ain't the best, bro. How you gonna be the best and not be a million and 0 in the street like me? How you gonna be the best and not do, bar security for like 6, 7 years and be untouched and untouchable? How you gonna be the best and not have your own league like me and be 10-0 in it? I didn't fake nothing. Floyd Mayweather faked it. He's fake. He never had a victory. I'm the real deal. Why would I need to prove something that's already been proven a million times? I came up in high school like that, hard body. I had all the victories when I was in high school. What are you talking about? I had victories in colleges. I had problems in colleges with people. I'm sorry, but what? I always stood on business. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I've been doing this since I was yay high, bro. So all that nonsense, all that fake tough talk, boy, miss me with that, bro. Because this is the difference, bro. Is like people would learn real quick with me if y'all would ever actually do the bout and quit running your mouth. That anyone who talks tough to me, that's like the worst decision you can make because you're not gonna win, right? And then you have to basically eat your words. You feel what I'm saying? People wouldn't talk tough to me the minute you allow me an avenue to do this publicly where we can quit acting like the secret is hidden. The secret isn't hidden, man. A lot of people know what's up. People are starting to come to the truth and understand. Bro, ain't nobody who can hold a candle to me, bro. Y'all are silly. Y'all are crazy. Real talk. You talking about an actual gangster and a lord. You talking about a street dude that actually does this compared to what a bunch of palm puppets and people who basically are pampered. You think they can compete? Like I said, that's why all y'all up in my business, right? That's why all y'all can't ever find something to do and mind your own business, right? That's why all y'all just sit there looking silly and ain't about nothing, right? Exactly. Because all y'all worried about reality and worried about a real man. All y'all worried about a gangster and what he do instead of worrying about yourself. And all y'all don't make no money, ain't about nothing, and you don't make the rules. Not now, not ever. Especially here. So, like I said, what's good? That's what I thought. So, like I said, at the end of the day, I could care less about any of you, bro. I'm taking over everything, building an empire with it, and we just gonna keep on winning. You feel me? But yeah, like I said, I mean, only thing I give him credit for is knowing a little bit of what he was doing. I thought that was cute. It wasn't slightly impressive, but it was cute. It was all right. Um, and other than that, just looking at you, sizing you up, looking at your size and how you're built, you ain't nowhere close to me, bro. So how would you like? That's what I'm saying. These people want to choose inferior training, but then you're looking for superior results. Y'all are silly, man. You know what I mean? Like you got to do superior training to have superior results. It's that simple. It's not complicated. So I mean, either do the training, put your money where your mouth is. Like I said, $50 a day, and I'll train you right the whole thing, the whole program the right way. And don't worry, I'll make sure you can do it. We treat everybody with respect, man. I don't care about them internet games that you play and all that nonsense. I don't care about none of that. This is a business. You feel me? Other than that, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Furthermore, y'all don't need to worry about my business. That's why you don't tell it. But I've been doing this for a long time, bro. You ain't really going to be my first client, bro. I've had millions of clients. Okay. I've been doing this for a long time. I've taught a lot of people, bro. That's the thing. Y'all don't know nothing about me. You feel me? They be thinking they know people on YouTube, bro. You don't know nothing about me. And that dude is too focused on telling off trolls instead of focusing on himself and bettering himself and getting to where he needs to be. That's what he need to focus on. You feel me? So, like I said, at the end of the day, man, like I said, I don't care about none of y'all. A lot of people front and everybody finds out the hard way reality. Everybody finds out the hard way reality. Right. So at the end of the day, I could care less how anybody feels. I could care less what they talking about. All y'all fake, all y'all ain't talking about nothing. And then it's that simple. You feel me? So, like I said, let me know, holla at me, get at me, let me know if you want to do it. If not, like I said, you passing up on the most superior training you can possibly have. You feel me? I mean, come on, bro. You ain't gonna find and boxers don't do training like me. This stuff is like gymnastics and way, way worse. It gets you way stronger. Okay, that's why I have so much power with everything I do. Do you understand the amount of power that I actually have at this point? Like in boxing, it's incredible, bro. Like if you measured it, y'all would be like, wow, like your jaws would drop. You'd be like, what the hell? And then boxing machines, those are fake. They don't work. They don't work, literally. They you have to like come at the right angle and all this nonsense, and it still doesn't measure the actual capacity of your power. And I know that for a fact. You know how I know that? Because this is the thing. When you're dealing with boxing, when you get into stuff, did y'all know that the power behind it, you actually have more with doing less? So sometimes when you do something with a lot less effort, that's what actually carries more power. Those machines are completely inaccurate. That's why you get big dudes and they get drunk and they do that thing, and then people are like, "Oh wow, they did this number." It means nothing. That's what it means. That's what y'all think power is. It's not how power works, man. It's really not, bro. And a lot of it is kinetic energy, and you don't know how to even harness that. You understand? And like I said, y'all are always dealing with something that doesn't know how to move and doesn't know how to do anything back. Martial arts is way different, bro, because you're not dealing with inanimate objects. You're dealing with a whole human being who can move and can do things to defend and counter and move. You feel me? It just is what it is at the end of the day, man. Like real talk, I think it's hilarious personally. I think it's funny because like the bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's the reality. The other day I saw there was two people came out there the other day. They were like pretending to be military or whatever. They had a bunch of camo on. They had like some fake like bulletproof vests, kind of similar to what I wear as Batman sometimes. And they went out there. He was trying to do some pull-ups. He couldn't do one pull-up, bro. I will talk about everything. I don't care what it is. I don't care who you are. Like he was trying to, and he was a big, heavy guy, and he was trying to do a pull up. He didn't do one pull up. He couldn't even get his chin above the bar. Like there's no point in trying to do a pull up and not getting your chin above the bar. You're just wasting your time. That's what people do, and then they left like right away. Like how you get that discouraged that quick? You go out there, all that effort, you bring all that stuff, water bottles, like camouflage and everything, to just do nothing and leave. It's pathetic, man. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? Like I said, I could take a dude like that, a big guy like that. I could train him, bro. He would be, just like he wouldn't be able to handle my training. You know what I mean? These dudes on online on here, these YouTubers, bro. If I had them do my training, they gonna be huffing and puffing, and trying to keep up, and they gonna be like, man, this is crazy what you do, bro. Y'all talk about David Goggins. I'm like David Goggins like times a million. Like seriously, David Goggins just knows how to run and last when he's running, right? And that's about all I've heard. He's not good at pull-ups. He's not strong. So what do you mean? David Goggins ain't picking his body up vertically in the air and lifting it with his hands and wrists. Okay, we're talking about complete leverage. I'm like 150 to 165 pounds, picking my body up vertically in the air and holding it. You know how hard that is? Like what? And doing that on command repeatedly? What? They not only picking your body up, but then picking it up even higher, meaning it's complete power and control over your body, complete leverage. And you don't think that translates to boxing? Y'all are silly, bro. And all that calisthenic stuff, it builds core strength and it builds leg strength too. Y'all are silly as hell. All those exercises are working legs and core too. Real talk. That's why you do like the bicycle exercises in the air and all that stuff. But like I said, man, just holler at me when y'all actually know something or actually want to win and quit playing games. Other than that, like I said, I don't go backwards. I don't need none of these people to build my career. I'm doing me. I just speak on what I speak on and then I get paid for it. You feel me? Just like I'm gonna get paid for this. Feel me? I'm getting all the views. I'm dominating this platform. I dominate every circuit. I dominate everything. It is what it is. I just take everything over. And I don't have the problems that Andrew Tate has and never will because I'm not a Mason. I didn't sell my soul. Remember when he got in the back of that car and threw up the pyramid? Yeah, because you're a sellout. You symbolize the devil. You're someone who sold their soul to Satan. You're a joke. Andrew Tate is a joke. Tell him I said it. And if he wants a real match, if he want to act like he's tough, have him go against Tyree Sneed in a boxing match. That's what he need to do. Real talk. So he can actually be humbled quickly. You understand? It won't even be a problem, dude. I'm too quick. I have too much power. I'm too fast. I'm telling you right now, bro. Any of them fake celebrities, if you put them in a boxing ring with me, no, they're going to be humbled and they're going to have to be humble and understand reality quickly. I'm too fast, bro. You're dealing with something that moves faster than any human being, okay? And the fact is, I know a step I can take in the future, depending on how I react to whatever the stuff. I know something that I can actually do that will get me to move even faster and have me stronger and smarter. You understand? So I don't know what y'all are talking about because I know how to actually break like free of the entire matrix. I am Neo in the matrix. So I mean, if you want to claim you so good and you this and that, come up against Neo, bro. Come up against Batman. If you can't do that, bro, I give up, man. You feel me? Like, what's the point of talking? How are you the best, but you want well, not willing to go against the best? I'm living proof that God is real. And y'all need to quit trying to copy my swagger, bro. Y'all be saying things, but it's empty. Like that one dude, he's like, and you will believe God exists, and he's got God in his name. You're saying God's name is in vain. That's what you're doing. You're saying God's name in vain. Like you're not the best, bro. You're a little dude. You ain't talking about nothing. Look at scrawny as hell. Feel me? So yeah, that's all I really got to say, man. Like I said, bro, you people talk too much. You run your mouth too much. Like I said, put your money where your mouth is, man. And like I said, let's actually get it going. You feel me? That way, because if y'all have put me in any exhibit, like I said, that's why I just do my own footage because people never even wanted to let me compete because they knew I was the best. That's how y'all really do people. Like I said, I've seen them do cheerleaders like that. Everybody, bro. Like it's really sad, man, how jealous the world is. When somebody really got talent, bro, you know what happens? We get targeted and these people try to stop everything for us, stop us in our tracks. That's the truth. You see what I'm saying? You notice how these people talk, right? They trying to sneak their jealousy in. I'm not putting up with none of that. I'm gonna put y'all in your place verbally every time. You feel me? That's what's wrong with the world. You all are what's wrong with the world. You need to watch your mouth. You need to talk to people right. You need to support people. And if you don't support them, you need to get up out my face. Be supportive or be quiet. That's how y'all should have been raised. Like I said, all y'all's parents were homeless failures. like these people on YouTube. That's the facts. Feel me? That's all I gotta say, man. I think I've done enough G checking today. All right. So, like I said, if you want to do the training, homeboy, home skillet, right? The training is still open. $50 a day. That's my price. Like I said, you know where to find me. You know where I'm at. You know where I train. You know where I'm doing everything, homeboy. Holla at me. Holla at me. All right. All right. Talk to y'all later, cowards.